Hi, I'm Margie and welcome to my kitchen. What I've made today are these maple sour cream walnut cookies that also have an icing on it that also has maple in it. These cookies have a fabulous flavor. They do beautifully on a cookie tray, either at a wedding or for the holidays. And what I call this cookie is a filler cookie, because you can have some beautiful cookies on a tray that don't have a lot of flavor. But this is a filler cookie, something you can make a lot of at one time, and it has a wonderful flavor. It's not the prettiest cookie on the tray, but it will be one of the most delicious ones. So I want to get started making this for you right away. Here I have 1/2 cup of butter that's softened, room temperature. This is 1/2 cup of sugar, white sugar, and here's 1 cup of brown sugar. When I measure my brown sugar, I pack it down. Now here's my maple extract. Now that you can buy at the grocery store. It's in the baking aisle near the vanilla extracts. That's 1 teaspoon of maple extract. I like to add that to my fat because I think it blends in better to the batter. So now I'm going to add the eggs. That's 2 eggs. And then I have my sour cream. This is regular sour cream, 1 cup. Now I'm going to add the flour. This is 2 3/4 cups of flour. And blended into the flour, I have 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda and 1 teaspoon of salt. So we'll get that in there, and then we'll blend that. We'll mix it all together really well. And the last ingredient to go in are the nuts, and there's 1 1/2 cups of coarsely chopped nuts. Those are walnuts. So we'll just bring that together, scrape down the bottom of the pan. Want to make sure that all of our ingredients are really well blended. Sometimes some of the flour and some of the liquids can get on the very bottom, and maybe your mixer won't pick that up. But anyway, we're all done with our batter, so we're going to get ready to put them on the cookie sheet and bake them. And here I have a scoop. This is an ice cream scoop, and it's not as big as an ice cream scoop, but it's not as small as some of those scoops you use for smaller cookies. So you don't have to fill it all the way up. I figure a cookie that's about a good tablespoon of this batter is really good, and that kind of a cookie will take about 10 minutes to bake at 375 for 10 minutes. But if your cookies are smaller, if they're larger, they might need a little more time. You're looking for a cookie when it's done that when you press down on it, it springs back, kind of like a cake might do. Sort of springs right back. Then you know the center of the cookie is baked. Also, you might want to look at the bottom of your cookies. Well, that's going to be hard to do while they're in the oven. And also, they're pretty hot. Right here in this video, they're pretty hot, but the bottom of the cookie looks nicely golden brown. So now here I'm making the icing. That's 1/2 cup of butter, which I melted on a low flame. You want your butter to be very warm, even a little bit hot, but not too hot. You don't need to bring this to a boil. That is 2 teaspoons of the maple extract. And now I'm going to add 2 cups of powdered sugar. I did not sift this. You can sift it if you want. I didn't. Don't think that you need to. You might have to stir it a little bit better in the end. I'm not sure. But if you stir it for about 20 seconds, all those little lumps will come out. I haven't cut this at all here. Cut the video. So it really is just taking me about 10 seconds to bring that together. So now I have this little teeny spatula, which I love. Now that I use to put the icing on. Now just realize that this icing is a little bit warm because the butter was hot, so be careful. I got some on my finger here and it wasn't really all that hot for me. And I am sensitive to the heat, so some people are more sensitive. Anyway, just put a little bit on, spread it around. You put a lot on if you want. Okay, so that's pretty much it. This icing will dry hard. You can actually store them. They store beautifully in the freezer if you put them in an airtight container. But I might put a piece of wax paper or parchment paper in between them, in between the layers. They're wonderful. I hope you guys enjoy them.